Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Charles in Charge Cowboy Sports Report. It is Monday, March 20th, about 10:20 p.m. Central Time, my time. Sometimes it's the only time I can get a video in is when the day's done. If you are watching my show and you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. That red subscribe button is free. My first goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm at 253 right now. Soon, I'll start to be able to do live shows. And I'll have a call online just like Law Nation Show. We all love to watch it. We all love to call in. I love to call in. And my live shows will be live, if you know what I mean. My channel is still young and growing. Please subscribe, like, and share. Every subscription counts. The bigger you help my channel get, the more entertainment and news and analysis and breakdowns I can give you. Because right now it's just me and my cell phone. I have a little form of Tourette's. That's why I've got that like little kind of cough in between every sentence. Just ignore that for now. I'm working on trying to, work that out of it. But it's Monday, and over the weekend we make the big move that we all knew was coming. The wide receiver that we were gonna get. A lot of people thought we were gonna get Hopkins. A lot of people thought we were gonna get OBJ because of Jerry's infatuation with him. My last few videos, I said I believed that we would get Brandon Cooks. First of all, because we tried to get him at the trade deadline last season. We were interested. He wanted out. He wanted to come here. And second of all, we need speed at the wide receiver position. CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup are 4-5 guys. 4-5 something. Cooks coming out of the draft was a 4-3-3 guy. He's probably a 4-4-3 guy now, or maybe just a flat 4-4. The guy's still one of the top end runners, speed guys in the NFL. He was drafted in 2014 by the Saints. Played 9 seasons. He has tied the record for being traded the most by any player. Eric Dickerson was traded 5 times like him. And Colin Cowherd, his show today, I can't show it because when I do copyright whatever, I've got to ask Mark Holmes how to do that successfully. But he says that letting Amari Cooper go was a very, very bad decision. And basically he's 3 times the receiver Cooks is. Cooks isn't very good, and if Lamb were to go down and Cooks had to step in with Gallup, we would be a playoff team. And just said that Brandon Cooks really isn't that good at all. He was drafted by New Orleans in 2014. Played 3 seasons there. Balled out. He's played 9 total. 6,000-yard seasons. 2017, Patriots want him. They trade for him. They get him. He instantly becomes the number 1 receiver. They make it to the Super Bowl. He has a great year that year. And in the Super Bowl, he gets a concussion early in the game against Philly and gets knocked out of the game. Tom Brady passed for like 506 yards or something like that in the Super Bowl and lost. But if Brandon Cooks wouldn't have got hurt and played that whole Super Bowl, the Patriots probably don't lose that game because he is so versatile, fast, and deadly. So the following season, the Rams want a taste of him. They trade for him and get him. And he becomes their number 1. You remember in 2018, that top offense they had when they dueled with Kansas City, it was like 54-51. They won. They go to the Super Bowl that year, 2018, with Cooks as their number one. And then Houston wanted him. So they traded for him. They thought him, Deshaun Watson, and D-Hop would be a great combination. Got 1,000 yards that season. The following year, when Watson was gone and David Mills was quarterback in 2021, he still got over 1,000 yards with that rookie quarterback. Last year, he got 699 yards, 57 receptions, something like that. He missed 5 or 6 games for personal reasons. He didn't want to be there, and he was really pissed that he didn't get dealt at the trade deadline. We were very close to acquiring him. I know it would have been a second round pick to get him then. And I kind of wish that we would have, because we probably would have went to Arizona if we would have got him at the trade deadline. Being that Pollard broke his leg in San Fran, all we had was Lamb. If we had Cooks to take the top off that defense with Dalton Schultz, that would have changed the whole trajectory of our offense. As it does now. So bank on Michael Gallup, year 2 off that ACL, to be the Michael Gallup that we know. So we got Lamb and Gallup on the ends, and guy with demon speed in the slot, perennial 1,000-yard receiver in Brandon Cooks. That's a hell of a trio. Now, when I was thinking about the video tonight, today, that I was going to do tonight, I was going to bring up Dalton Schultz, being that he hadn't been signed yet, and, legal tampering started last Monday, so it's been a full week. 4 teams to, start getting guys. And I was going to say, might as well give Schultz a call. Maybe we can get him, for, 1 more year at $6-7 million. But no, today, Dalton Schultz signed with the Houston Texans for 1 year, $9 million deal. I don't know why he'd want to go to Houston just for a couple more million when he could have re-signed with us for a few less million and had an opportunity to make a really serious run. Because this is year 1 of D'Amico Ryan's Houston Texans team. It's going to be a complete rebuild. And they just lost the best receiver in Brandon Cooks. They acquired Robert Woods and Noah Brown. Now this offseason is polar opposite of last offseason. Even though last offseason I said that it was a good one because we had a lot of addition by subtraction. I would have liked to have brought guys in more than Fowler and James Washington, as Law Nation likes to pronounce that. And Philly went out there and was making moves left and right and left, and even mid-season making moves. So far, the NFC champs on the defensive side of the ball have lost Hargrave, the best defensive tackle, the top 2 linebackers, T.J. Edwards and Kazir White, and the 2 starting safeties, Marcus Epps and Chauncey Gardner Johnson, just signed with Detroit. And that kid was a baller. He was ranked number 3 as the, top 101 free agents. Chauncey Gardner Johnson was ranked number 3 on that list. Javon Hargrave ranked number 1. That's 5 key starters. Not just rotational guys, role players. 5 key starters that defense has lost. And they lost their right tackle, Isaac Samalu. He went to Pittsburgh. They lost their their swing tackle, very good backup, Andre Dillard. He's gone. Wide receiver 4, Zach Pascal. He's gone, and y'all know Miles Sanders is gone. So Philly is signing safety Justin Evans to help out that safety group. Apologize for my Tourette's. I'm trying to really overcome this and have a cleaner and cleaner show every time I do this. Philly better hope that Nakobe Dean gets over whatever was his problem in his rookie season, because they did not trust him playing last year with the pedigree that he was drafted with. They thought he was going to be a plug and play as soon as he was healthy. And he wasn't. Jordan Davis was okay. They re-signed Fletcher Cox to a 1-year, $9 million deal again, just like last year. They better hope that Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean come and bring the A game. Because if not, this defense will be having some holes. No linebackers and a weak safety core. They did retain Slay and extend Bradbury, so they and they got Maddox, so they got a good trio of corners. They re-signed Brandon Graham to a 1-year deal. So him and Cox fighting Father Time are there for another season. And they do have that pass rusher from hell, Hassan Reddick. Like I said, they will be good this year, but they won't be near as good as they were last year. We are going to be the front runners in the East. A lot of guys, Mel Kiper and company, have us picking Dalton Kincaid at pick 26. In the free agent market, there was a good amount of good guards out there I'd have liked to have signed to solidify that left guard spot. For instance, Nate Davis, ranked number 37 best free agent, this offseason. Signed with Chicago, 3 years, $30 million, $10 million a year. It's not bad for a good guard. There's one left that's ranked number 41 out of the top 101 free agents. Dalton Reisner, 27 years old. Give the guy a phone call. If we could grab him for a 2-year, $16 million deal, that'd be excellent. Because then we had depth. We would have depth on the offensive line. Because right now it looks like the starting 5 is Tyron Smith, Tyler Smith, Biadash, Martin, and Steele. I hope and wish that 77 gives us one more full season. He hasn't done that in a long time, but one more full season, 17 games plus every playoff game and the Super Bowl game that we hopefully hope to get to this year. But if he doesn't and misses time again, kick Tyler back out to left tackle and Dalton Reisner plugs in at left guard. And then with our first round pick, as I'm wanting to draft that left guard, we don't necessarily have to do that. We can draft one, with the second, third, or fourth pick and develop them over, 1 or 2 seasons and groom him to be our starting left guard. And the reason for that is so when we're drafting in the first round, we can take the best player available. Re-signing Hankins is a desire, a necessity. to bring a Calais Campbell on for a very minimum deal would be beautiful. And then somebody like Alshon Robinson, who visited the Giants this weekend, didn't sign with them. I'm very glad for that because they got Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence at defensive tackle, Kayvon Thibodeau at end, and if they would have added a Sean Robinson to that defensive tackle rotation, that D line would start looking like that 07, 2011 Giants defensive line. If we can re-sign Hankins, bring on a Campbell for a very team-friendly deal for 1 year. Clay's, like I said, Clay's Campbell's stats were better than any of our interior defensive tackle players from last year. His stats were better than any of our interior defensive lineman guys. So he'd be a big boost in stopping the run. And if we were to sign an Alshon Robinson for a 1 or 2 year deal, that would pretty much solidify it. And then we could, the draft is full of defensive tackles, and we could take, 1 or 2 of those in the draft. We have all 7 picks: first round, second round, third round, fourth round, fifth round, sixth round, seventh round. We've only departed with 2 of the fifth round picks. We had 3 of them. So we have a pick in every round. As I was listening to Bucky Brooks, when he said, I wasn't on the Bijan Robinson train, and I want Zeke to re-sign with us after June 1st, because whenever we cut him, Emmett was pretty pissed. And of all people to know if that's a good or bad decision, he would know, being that he's NFL's all-time leading rusher. As much as Zeke does for this team, he's not the running back he was in 2016 through 2018, no. But he's still very good. Like I said, first 13 games of the season, averaged 4.2 yards a tote. Had 10 touchdowns. I think the other 2 came later in the season. And kept Dak upright in passing situations. Excellent blitz pickup guy. But then I was remembering him 2016, 17, 18, how explosive he was. And if we can get that left guard and that defensive tackle taken care of by draft time, and Bijan Robinson falls to us at 26, man, wouldn't that be something to pick him? Because Bucky Brooks sees him as a future rushing champion. To have him and Tony Pollard in the backfield, talking about youth, the kid would be a rookie. All of his legs would be under him. He is the 4th ranked prospect in the draft. 4th best guy you could draft, technically. But the way running backs are viewed today, they're not paid much in the free agent market. Like Mike Fisher said, nowadays in the free agent market, running backs will get $2 to $6 million. That's about it. Unless you're a special case like CMC. I believe he's making more than $6 million. Or Saquon. But after the Todd Gurley and Zeke contracts, nobody's paying running backs anymore like that, or drafting them high. But if Bijan Robinson's there at 26, and we've got left guard, defensive tackle taken care of, our 4 spots, wide receiver, corner, DT, and left guard, if we've got them taken care of, you're taking the best guy available. And even if Osiris Torrance or John Smith is available there, and Bijan Robinson, if you got that left guard position taken care of, you take Robinson. And then our 1-2 punch with him and Pollard, man, you want to talk about shades of 2016 running game? with our offensive line as good as it's going to be, Robinson can handle 300 carries with no problem, especially as a rookie. And then give Pollard his 15 carries a game and his 5 to 7 targets a game because he is a receiving back. As we saw in Minnesota, that beautiful wheel route on Eric Hendricks, and Dak just dropped it in the bucket for a 70-yard touchdown. We are making the moves right now that a team that's hungry for a Super Bowl makes. We had a team last season that was Super Bowl worthy. But losing Terrence Steele really hurt the run game. And then Tony Pollard, our most explosive back, breaking his leg, really killed the playoff game in San Fran. If Pollard doesn't break his leg, I believe we win that game and we go on to Philly to play them in the championship game. And as a draft and developed team, as we were last year, we were competitive with that all-star Philly team who signed everybody in the country. We were competitive with them. We split games with them. As good as that defense was, Christmas Eve, Dak did drop 40 on them with CeeDee Lamb, Noah Brown, T.Y. Hilton, and Michael Gallup on one leg. Hurts didn't play, yes, but on that defense with all them stars, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Marcus Epps, T.J. Edwards, Kazir White, all these guys that they've lost, Javon Hargrave, still put 40 on them. So if Pollard don't break his leg against San Fran and we advance, you better believe it's going to be a ball game at Philly. They wouldn't have ran over us like they did San Francisco, who was on their third string quarterback, who got hurt, went to the fourth string, and then back to the third string. Brock Purdy came back in the game, still injured. Supposedly, he won't be ready to play for the first month of the season. So they're going to rely on Trey Lance for the first quarter. But the two moves that we've made, getting Gilmore and Cooks for 2 fifth-round picks in the 6th round next year, and their salaries is unbeatable. And Brandon Cooks, even though Houston's eating $6 million of the $18 million, we're paying him 12. Even Cooks said that he's willing to negotiate and go down on that 12. That's how much of a team player he is, and that's how much he wants to get a ring. He's been to the Super Bowl twice and been on the losing end. This time, he wants to get that ring. And we are assembling a team to do that. Ty Smith's contract is structured to, it's basically, he's got a small base salary, like $3 or $5 million. And the rest is all incentives. Every game. Every game is an incentive. Every win is an incentive in his contract. So hopefully that'll incentivize Tyron Smith to play a full season. Maybe miss 1 or 2 games, maybe. That'll be fine. We can handle that, especially if it's against lesser opponents, like Carolina or, just a bad team. That'll be fine. But if he can play all season and play at his caliber of playing and the strength of Tyler at left guard, man, the possibilities we have in front of us are scary good. Because our floor is high. Our floor is high and our ceiling is Lord knows what. So don't be surprised if any minute of any day, you get an alert that we've made a move or done something because we've been keeping our cards close to the vest. The Gilmore trade, nobody saw that coming. Nobody even mentioned Gilmore. We were thinking of drafting a corner or signing a Bradbury or a Shaquille Griffin, somebody like that. And a lot of people say that Gilmore right now is a better corner than Diggs. Which is not hard for me to believe. He is 32, but he's still very damn good. So Diggs not getting targeted a lot last year because cornerback 2 was horrible. He'll start getting targeted this year a lot, which will give him a lot of opportunities. But he's gotten better at not jumping and taking the bait. He looked like a shutdown last year, Trayvon did. But we'll see if he really is this year, having Gilmore opposite of him. And don't forget, we still have to extend Lamb and Diggs this offseason. Now, we don't want them to go into year 4. Well, I think one of the two would hold out. But you don't want them to go into year 4 and just freaking blow it up and their price double. Extend them now. Extend them both, Lamb and Diggs, and have them locked up. And then Cowboys aren't done. Jerry has got a smell of blood in the water. He smells the blood. He knows how close we were last year. He knows how young and talented we were. And he knows if he would have just said hell with it and did whatever it took to get Cooks at the deadline, that we could have possibly been in Arizona. And he has reverted back to old Jerry. Old Jerry that will write a blank check to win a Super Bowl. But they're doing it beautifully. It's not costing a whole lot. Cooks and Gilmore combined together, I think, is like a $20 or $22 million cap hit. Both of them together. That's beautiful. Amari Cooper was $20 million by himself, and he didn't show up on the road. He would just play when he wanted to. Cooks plays every game. And Gilmore is a freaking monster. He has 1 year left on his deal. I wouldn't mind maybe extending it to one more, having him for 2 seasons. Because I think he's got a good 2 seasons left in him. But if we don't draft P. John Robinson in the first round, I do want Zeke back. Because he's going to go out and test the market. And what did Mike Fisher say? A friend of his from Yahoo were interviewing front office people, and one GM told him that Zeke will have a humbling experience. Meaning that, he's made $70 million as a running back. And the offers that he's going to be getting from a few teams that are interested in him will not be what he thinks they might be. And I think that'll be a good thing. And if we don't draft Robinson in the first round, I truly believe that after June 1st, he'll re-sign with us for a very small deal because he's already made his money. And if we go all the way this year and hoist that trophy up, 21 needs to be there. Because he's given his all to this team. And him and Dak are best buddies, just like Emmett and Irvin was. Best buddies. And they need to lift that up together. I know Prescott had a interception plague season last year. I don't anticipate him doing that again this year, especially with the new offense, better weapons. This team's just going to be flat out better all the way around. And so far, the offseason is looking beautiful. Only thing that can hurt us is the injury bug, which we pray we can avoid and stay healthy this year. So I'm excited to see what Jerry and Steven have on their plate next, because they know exactly what we need and what our weaknesses are. We've addressed two of them. There's two more left. Well, I know they know defensive tackle. I don't think they think left guard is really a weakness. Being that right now the lineup is, 77 and 73 on the left-hand side. But you just can't count on Ty Smith, playing all season. And there's a very good chance that he could get hurt and be out for the year. That's why I want to sign a Dalton Reisner. Or draft a guard in the first round. So if or when that does happen, we have our guy to put in place and we don't miss a beat. And our offensive line is still top notch. That's pretty much about it for this episode, guys. Just talking about this off season. Like I said, right now our stock is rising and the Eagles is dropping at a alarming rate. They did get Jason Kelsey to come back for one more year. Fletcher Cox come back one more year. Brandon Graham come back one more year. They still have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. They still got a good trio of corners. They really don't have a good safety core anymore. They got no linebackers. The defensive line will still be good. They just lost Hargrave. If Jordan Davis can play to the expectation he was drafted of, they should be okay, but they're not going to be as explosive as they were last year. And now that we got Gilmore, I believe since Trayvon Diggs owns Devontae Smith, I believe in the two games we play against Philly that Gilly will be on A.J. Brown because they're both physical, and Gilmore's big and physical too, and I think it's a great matchup. And I think Diggs will shadow Devontae Smith and just make his life hell for those two games. But man, we had 3 visits today. Running back Ronald Jones came to the Star. Linebacker Trevin Howard and offensive lineman Chuma Odoga. Neither of the 3 I want. Ronald Jones, last season with Kansas City, he got a ring, his second one. Last season, he had 17 carries, 70 yards. He couldn't beat out that rookie, number 10, Pacheco. I don't want Ronald Jones. No. They came to visit the Star. I don't believe any of them will be signed. And with the guys that we're bringing in, outside of the organization, we still have the draft. And you know how well we draft. And if we can draft 3 rookies that could be impact players this year, man, that's even freaking better. That's depth. And Jordan Lewis, last thing. Some people want to cut Jordan Lewis. It's stupid. You'll free up $2 million in cap space if you cut Jordan Lewis on this last year of his deal. You want to keep Jordan Lewis for cornerback depth. So if Deron Bland gets hurt and is out for 5-6 games, you got a good journeyman slot corner to step in and play a ball. I don't know why people want to cut Lewis to save $2 million in cap space. He'll be gone after this year. Let him play out his last year of his contract, and that's just cornerback depth. Just like we got mad safety depth. And hopefully we'll have, good defensive line depth. And Bobby Wagner is still in the conversation. I don't know. I I'd rather strengthen the offense more. The defense was great last year. That was the least of our problems. The defense showed up and showed out in the playoffs, allowing 14 and 19 again, 19 against the San Fran offense that was like putting up 38 a game going into that contest. Held on to 19. Only guy that had a big game was George Kittle. Everybody else was shut down. Just, solidify the defensive tackle spot, and that's it. I don't think we need a Bobby Wagner. We re-signed LVE, Damone Clark in the second season. Will be a monster, and we'll probably draft another good linebacker this coming draft. I think that's about it, guys. 35 minutes. Holy crap. If you've watched all the way to the end, thank you. Please subscribe, like, and share. I promise you I will work on my little Tourette deal and speak, more straight and clear without having that interrupting me, because it bothers the crap out of me and probably bothers you too. I do apologize. But if I don't know why, it's just when I'm doing a video, it just happens. When I'm talking to people out in the real world or connected business, a lot of times it doesn't. Sometimes it does, but most of the time it doesn't. So if I concentrate, I can beat it. I know I can. Please subscribe, like, and share, guys. Help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark by at least the start of this season in September. I would love to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. When I do that, the channel will monetize. And the first thing I will do is put money into the show. Get a good mic. Start getting a studio together, like you see Mark Holmes have and Law Nation have and all that. And have my title with graphics. And upgrade the show in every way possible. And I promise to bring you the best content and analysis that I can. I'm really good at calling things. Last off season, everything I called happened. I said we get Cooks. We got Cooks. If we don't draft Robinson in the first round, I am almost guaranteeing you that we're going to get Zeke back after June 1st. After he realizes that nobody's going to pay him $10 million. And this is our year, guys. The NFC is wide open. The Giants are making moves. They signed wide receiver Paris Campbell. Traded for tight end Darren Waller, as you know. And Washington, they got quarterback Jacoby Brissett. Deron Payne, after they tagged him, they signed him 4 years, $90 million. It's $22.5 million annually. And Jonathan Allen, the other DT, is making $18 million annually. So they got a lot invested in that defensive tackle spot. I'm just surprised they didn't go after David Carr for quarterback. Seems like David Carr would have solidified that team. But the East is going to be the beast again this year. It's going to be tough. But I think we're going to own the East like we always do. We'll sweep the Giants. Definitely sweep Washington. And sweep Philly this year instead of splitting the games. That's it, guys. Keep God first and foremost. He comes before everything, even this. Seek Him in His righteousness. Everything else will follow and fall into place. I'm a living testimony of that. I feel I need to say that at the end of every video. Y'all have a good week, guys. It's Monday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. But please show me some love, guys. Cowboy Nation. Been watching this team since I was 6. First game was Super Bowl 30. Super Bowl 28 against Buffalo at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. And I've been watching ever since, 94 season on. Please subscribe, guys. Show me some love. Comment. If you got any constructive criticism, put it in the chat. I don't take that offensive. Anything that I can do to make this experience better, let me know. And I will address it. But right now, we are kicking ass in the offseason. We re-signed Hitman Wilson, Leighton Vander Esch, Cooper Rush as our backup. And CJ Goodwin, our, special teams ace. We're doing damn good this offseason, guys. I had a video last offseason that was titled If Jerry and Steven Could Split the Difference. Meaning that if Steven's philosophy of draft and develop, and Jerry's own philosophy of be aggressive and go for the gusto, if they could split the difference in those two philosophies, we'd have a Super Bowl roster. And that's what they're doing this offseason. They're splitting the difference. We've drafted and developed. We have a draft and developed team. Now we're getting aggressive and we're bringing in guys from outside the organization that we did not draft that are good, that are difference makers, and that will get us over the hump. It's happening. Guys, this year is the year. It's been long enough. Other than that, that's about it. After this season, I'm going to have to tell my wife we got to go back to wherever you got this from, and they got to put that 6 one in there. Move that one down there and put the 6 one on top. That was a nice gift that she got me for Christmas. And for our anniversary, she had this made for me. Football on a tee with Cowboy symbol on it. So whenever I officially get my man cave, I should have plenty of decor to make it rhyme, make it look like I wanted to. And I'm a painter too, so definitely gonna paint it up. So that's it, guys. It's late. Gosh, what time is it? 11. I gotta give it 6. Please subscribe, like, and share. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going on 42 minutes now. I gotta go. I'll catch y'all soon. I'll catch y'all later on this week. Have a great week, guys. Be safe. I love y'all. Charles in Charge is out. Deuce.